Hello, uh, welcome to my channel. So today we're going to look at how to connect Docker container to MySQL Workbench. Our MySQL will be hosted in Docker and should be able to at least query the data that we have in our Docker container into the Workbench. So it's not more like an ETL, but we point to a Docker container and be able to see what data is there and how we can. I'm not going through how to install Workbench. I'm on Linux 25.0. So you guys, whichever platform you're on, you should install Workbench on your PC. So after installing, this is the screen that comes in by default. There's a MySQL connection. So before that, let's look at how to start up the Docker container, and let's first see the configuration for the Docker container. So if I go to my Visual Studio, I have already prepared my Docker compose and SQL init. So here we have a Docker compose file which has a service which is MySQL. I've given it MySQL. You can name it whatever you want. Maybe you can call it DB if you want to. Let me call it DB. So here we have the image, which is MySQL. I'm using MySQL 8.0. If you want, you can pull any image which you want. And the Docker container name, I've called it MySQL app. You can change that. Maybe you can call it Spotify. Maybe call it Shopify. Shopify. Is that right? Shopify. Maybe call it shop. Call it maybe shop container. And and our root password, I can change it, make it root. So here it tells the container to restart when it stops. Then the root password, I've just given it the password. Then MySQL database, can call it appdb. Maybe you can call it, maybe I can say it's maybe shop. You can give it a user, can give it shop. Then password, I can say maybe shop pass if I want to. So here our Docker container is pointing to port 3306. That's a default port for MySQL. You can change this if you want to. Maybe you can put 9, you can put 6, you can put 7. So let me leave it as 6. So our volume, our data will be stored, will be hosted into the volume, which is the MySQL data, and this is the location where it's going to be housed. So here, this is the command. This is going to help us create the tables, insert data into the tables. So this is our init, which is pointed here. If you can see all this, I'll talk about it in Docker session videos. So don't worry about whatever it is if you don't know this. So the init. So in the init we have got the use. So this is the database. So since I changed that, let me change, call it shop also. So we are using the DB. Our DB will be called shop. Save this, and it will be having tables, 3 tables: users, roles, and user roles. So those are the columns, and the products and order tables. So we have got our sample data. Can add more users if I want to. Okay, if I want to, sorry. Okay. put a comma here. Maybe I can say Solomon Solo at maybe at gmail.com. So those are the users which are going to be automatically. Then assign, you can assign the roles if you want to, because you see here, where is the rows table? Let me see, where's the rows? Rows. Just a moment. We have rows table. What are some of the rows? So they are here. So the rows, we have got two rows, which is admin and user. So the user rows table, where is it? The user rows table takes in the user ID and role ID. So here it says, here is user, where is it? Here is user number 1 with the role 1. Here is user number 2 with the role 2. So if I want to, our user which we have also created, I can give, it's going to be user 3. I can give it a role 1, which is for admin. You shall see that. And our products, those are our products. So I save. So now I can start our Docker container. And let's first see if we have any running Docker. Do Docker PS. I can do Docker compose app -d. So I didn't have any image on for MySQL 8.0. So it's going to put the image onto our, don't mind about the background sound. So it's going to pull the Docker images, and it's going to take some time. It all depends on your internet speed. So it has created our default Docker network, the volume, and we have got one container name which I showed. Where is it? It's here. So our Docker container name is that. So let's see if we have this running. So it's up and running successfully. And so our port, it's running on 3306. So now we need to get an IP address. If you go to our Workbench and click add new connection, so we shall need an IP address. If you want, we may not use an IP address. Let's see if it's going to go through. Where is it? So here, this is hosted on that port and that IP address, which is 00. Then let's see, we need the root. Put in the password. Our password is said it's password. Let's see. Let's test the connection. Yeah, so it works perfect. So let's okay. Okay, I need to put in a proper name. Make shop connect. Test connection, it works. So save that. So now go to that. So we have got our database and its tables. If you look at the users, let's see, we have got our user which I talked about. Let's see the rows. These are the 3 rows. So user 3 has got also a role 1 here. So yeah, so that's how things are. That's how things are, how to connect. So I can also add another, let's add another MySQL service, and we see, let me copy this and paste it again here. So here I can, maybe I can call it testdb as the service name using the same image. Our root password, I can leave it like that. All these you can leave them the way they are if you want to, and I can remove the init command because I don't need it now within the second database. So here, so if you now, here is the issue. If you run, these are going to be conflicting, the port 3306 and this, meaning the same, in the same running environment, which is the same machine, you'll be having two running MySQL conflicting with the port number. So I could maybe make it 8 or 7, whatever. So change the container name. Could say, call it test db container. Which other things should I change? Maybe I could also change the database. Maybe I could call it testdb so that you guys can see the difference. But since it's this is a different container, you can leave it the same if you want to. But I want to show you there's a difference. So we could call it test user. Call it test password pass. So I run again docker compose -d. I think I forgot something. They are sharing the same volume. I need to make this its own volume so that the data doesn't really, it's not hosted in the same area. So if I do, it's going to recreate the container too. I hope it works. It's yeah, okay. So you can see now we have got this is running now on port 3307. So now let's also create another connection for that. Go to home. Here I could call this testdb. Let's see if we leave 300. Okay, and the schema, let's see if these are going to, our schema now, it's testdb. I didn't show you in the first session to show that we're selecting this same schema. So let's see if the password, something I want to test out. Password, the root password is password. Okay, where is it? Password. So let me test the connection. It's going to fail because, do you know why? Because the port, we didn't change the port. Let's see if we change the port. Password. Yep. So if you don't change the port, meaning it's pointing to our container, which is this. It's pointing to this, so which is so different. So that's why. So I click OK. If I go here, remember this didn't have any tables, so it doesn't have any tables. So guys, that's how you connect to. That's how you connect. That's how you connect the Workbench to MySQL, which is hosted on Docker. So guys, please subscribe, share, and I'll create more sessions, more series, and yeah, see you. Thank you very much. Bye bye.